been a minute. I think I remember how to do this, so let's get started. Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Tenaj Nikki, and it has been a while. So today I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a life update and plus a new studio tour because, spoiler alert, I have gotten a new home, and in addition to that means another studio. A little bit of an empty studio tour, or kind of empty studio tour, plus where have I been? If you guys are interested in content like this, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. And if you're subscribing, make sure you click the notification bell so you're notified of any of my updates, which there will be more coming soon. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm just gonna be doing like a kind of get ready with me because I figured that's more interesting visually than me just sitting here talking to you guys, and plus it'll kind of help me get into it. So where has Tenaj been? I will say a lot has happened in a very short timeline for myself. A lot of scary stuff and a lot of very joyous things at the same time. The last time you guys saw me was about 2 months ago. At that time, that actually the material that you guys saw then, I had pre-filmed that a long time ago. So for me, like sitting in front of you guys now, this is like the first time I've done this in maybe 3 months. What made me slow down was I just had a slew of like all the family emergencies all at once. It was just so much. My family, my spouse's family, kind of everything just kept happening. You know, it's not all my business to tell, so I won't, but everyone got sick, very seriously sick. A lot of people had just like severe medical emergencies that, you know, required time in the hospital. We've had a family member pass away. It's just really sad. Sorry. Anything that would hit me that quickly. I think because you don't say it out loud, it doesn't come as often. Okay, sorry about that. It was just other things that just kind of kept happening. Life was just handing me back to back to back to back to back things. And all of it just left me in this bind where I felt like if I was going to post, it would be really inauthentic, it would be rushed. I'm trying to focus on giving like quality content. I don't want to appear dead on camera. For me, this is supposed to be fun. I have very serious goals in life. My other life is very serious, and often I look at the world in a very serious way. So this is my outlet for all the things fun that I enjoy. The organizing, the decorating, the makeup and fashion, like those are the fun light things, and that's why I care so deeply about this channel, because it's my creative outlet. And while yes, this is something fun, I do take it as serious as a business. So I'm just very big on being myself and being good at whatever I'm pushing out. I'm learning different camera techniques. I'm learning different filming styles. I take pride in all the equipment and the supplies that I've gathered. When I got my makeup certification, I was zoned in on actually learning techniques versus just doing what feels right, to the point where I'm set on getting a cosmetology license. Honestly, that was in the mix of all this. I was just about to start a cosmetology program in Atlanta, and it just did not line up with everything that was going on. I'm using one of my absolute favorite go-to palette, this Jaclyn Aina ABH collaboration. Chef's kiss. Oh my gosh. But back to what's going on. Honestly felt like I was rushing the whole process because it was like this weird pressure that I couldn't figure out whether or not I was getting scared or if I was intimidated by the idea of going back to school full time, because it's been a minute, and especially in the classroom setting, because I finished my bachelor's degree completely online and I like the freedom and I got really used to that. And being in the classroom setting where I have to show up 4 days a week, honestly don't feel like that actually fits my lifestyle anymore. So I have some figuring out to do when it comes to that. I definitely am going to accomplish that one day. It's just not gonna be in the timeline that I thought it was going to be. And that's another like life lesson that's hitting me really hard these days, is letting life happen. Prepare for the future, but live for today. I think that's a proverb, but you know, I'm really learning that, you know, in my 30s now. I'm in a wonderful place in life. I really am. I'm a very blessed person. But I have a lot of stability that I've worked very hard for, but none of it's come in the way that I planned. So I think the moral of the story is work hard and kind of just let everything fall into place. Sorry, I was fighting with my eyeliner, and I think I'm gonna be pretty much done fighting it now. I mean, the fact that I am a millennial who was able to purchase a home, that is something that I know many of my counterparts either know it's gonna be a struggle. I mean, nothing aligns right when we're considering student debt or the housing market prices and stuff. Honestly, that's what led us to buy this piece now. I actually bought a home in my hometown, Detroit, right here. Didn't even realize I was gonna be wearing this shirt. Yeah, I bought a home in my hometown, and it's kind of really inexplicable how it came about. But when everything just like fell into place and we found what I call my cute little big house, and just even financially that it's working out, I couldn't be happier. In these few short months, because it's literally only been 2 months, but I really feel my life is completely different from the last time that I uploaded a video, like quite different in a very positive way, even though I've experienced a lot of familial stress, and of course none of it was anyone's fault or anything like that. I think those are like the worst things, when you can't blame anyone. It's just literal circumstance. Not that I'm a blamer for things, but I think you guys can pick up what I'm putting down. A lot of times you want there to be a cause and effect and a reasonable answer as to why things happen, and that oftentimes will never happen. Okay, I'm gonna do mascara and lashes really quick, and I'll be right back. Yeah, so this is what happens when you're waiting on eyelash glue to dry. You put on foundation and bronzer and almost completely change the eye look, so that's what happened. Now, I am very excited about this next stage of life that I'm in. I don't know, there's this weird piece. And I say weird piece because I'm always preparing for the worst but expecting the best. I know a lot of people who do that personally. But yeah, now, you know, just the whole mantra of just like letting life happen, you know, i.e. buying a house in a different state that I primarily live in, you know, because I am keeping my place in Atlanta as well, mostly because I have other projects. Like I told you, the very serious part of my life exists in Atlanta, and I have a lot of family there. This is just a different time to be alive, you know, different vibe, and I am here for it. It's time to revel in the moment. And you know, life is, you know, we all hear life is short, but especially with all the family emergencies that I had back to back that made me physically pause everything, including this channel, I noticed that I can't stop because of anticipation, but I have to just keep going, but keep going to where I don't hurt myself in the process. So I'm learning the whole balance of it all, and I think it's a good place to be in. So on to my big little house. I will insert some clips here of like the rooms and of what the inside looks like, because there will be plenty of decorating and organizing videos in my big little house. So I'm very excited about all that. Like I said, at the end of this video, you guys will get semi-empty studio tour here that I am extremely excited about, and extremely excited to eventually furnish and make this a beautiful space to create things in. I have so many hobbies, and the fact that I have so much space now to explore all those hobbies in one space, I am elated. This is more than I could have ever asked for. And again, I'm in a very grateful place to have this space. If you guys give me just a moment, I'm gonna finish my face, try to do something with my head, and then show you guys around this gorgeous space that I have now. Okay, that took a little bit longer than expected, but yeah, it's because I'm a little rusty as far as becoming Tenaj again. But the point I want to drive home before I get to, you know, showing you guys a really cool space is that these last couple of years have been really transformative for everyone. And there was not a single person who wasn't affected by the panorama that we all have lived through and still is living through. That's on a global scale, and if you live in the States, just the climate of the polarization of everything is really difficult to navigate as well when you're really just trying to get day to day and you're inundated with these extremes at all times. Which is why this channel is so important to me, to have like the nice, quiet, safe space. So now I'm going to show you guys the room, and I hope you love it as much as I do. So I am going to start in the corner and kind of go from there. So I will say first thing to notice is kind of like the shape of this space. This is the loft part of the bungalow, and I'm just very lucky that I get this space to create in. Coming from Atlanta, I brought what I call my bucket of boots. This is just half of the boots that I brought up because I figured I will get a lot more use of them being in Detroit while I'm up here, because the weather is still actually very warm in Atlanta. So wearing boots, although it's in season, it may not be the most comfortable. So I will get good use out of the boots here. And again, this is just about half of the shoes. So I can definitely bring out more at a later date. And if you guys ever saw my organization video for my closet, you'll recognize these two bins. These came from my closet. Those are basically my winter items: long sleeve shirts, sweatpants, sweaters, things of that nature. That's what's in here. And again, my logic was better use have it here in Detroit versus Atlanta. And so far, yes, I've been wearing nothing but these clothes and I definitely needed them. So that is the little mini door that leads to the other side of the attic. And of course, I can use that for storage, but for right now, that's just the little door to Narnia. But that is the little door to the attic. Now this is a really cool desk that I was able to find at Walmart. It was on some kind of sale and it was $70 something for a really nice desk. One of the main features that I love about this desk is that it has this side here for USB port, and I definitely am going to be using it. As you can see, I'm using it now. My vision for this table will be like the makeup table. When I was just speaking to you guys earlier doing my makeup, I was sitting at this table. So I imagine that's what I'm going to make it. And the lighting here is a overhead softbox light. With my channel that I had with my best friend Astrid, these were the lights that we were using, and I love them, but they take a lot of space up. So it works really well here, and I'm still able to keep the LED lights for my home in Atlanta. Going to the other side, this big blank wall of a space that I have this little Parsons desk under. I think this is going to be my editing station, or more my craft station. Because I paint and do jewelry and stuff too, so I just needed obviously more than one table, and this might be it. I don't really know, but this big wall is actually full height, unlike the other side. So I feel like all my palettes can go up here, or just shelving in general in that big white space. So yeah, that's what this little area is predicted to be used for. I have this futon that is being used as a room divider. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it that way, but it is nice to have like a lounging space, and that's my camera bag and some other photography equipment right there. So like I said, so far right now, this is being used as a room divider, but that could change, I don't know. My umbrella light, and the shorter of the racks that I had in my studio in Atlanta, I have that here. You can see I got a theme going. This will be a video soon. I think that's pretty cool, that kind of just fits right there in that nook, and it looks like it belongs. I did get these blackout curtains that aren't blocking out the bright sun right now. And yeah, these curtains came from Target. Really nice ones. And these are the other two. This is a softbox light again, my stand, and another softbox light. Again, these are like one of my favorites to use, but they do take a good bit of space up, so it works here. Eventually I will probably get an extension cord so those cords can relax. This is a backdrop holder. Put a green screen on it. I can put, you know, like the white paper to take photos. I'm just really excited to have the full space to do so and have something just like standing like that. So far, that's what this corner is being used for. And this is the little closet. A little walk-in closet, not much. That is the bag that holds all the equipment that you guys just saw, and some velvet hangers that I just recently bought. A little closet that has another door to Narnia inside of it. But you know, I think I'm going to organize this space out the more things I get in here to use. Alright everyone, thank you so much for joining me today and sitting and listening to me ramble and also showing you guys my new space. I'm really excited to have it, and I'm really looking forward to being between the two spaces and just seeing all the great things I'm able to create in both of them. So if you enjoyed today's content, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below, has life turned upside down for you in between spaces here too? I know I'm not alone in this. Subscribe to the channel, and if you're subscribed, make sure you click the notification bell so you're notified of everything I have coming out here on YouTube. Follow me on social media. I am at Tenaj Nikki on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. Again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye.